Every country has its own thoughts about what makes a person beautiful. You can search online to see who people in your country admire as the most beautiful. It's amazing how these thoughts can be different from one place to another. In Africa, there are some surprising ideas about beauty, like wearing neck rings to show loyalty or even making girls eat a lot. There are around 20 fascinating beauty standards in Africa that go beyond the senses. Number 20. Scarification. Scarification means making marks on the skin by scratching, cutting, burning, or etching. It's a kind of body art that can take a long time to heal, sometimes up to a year. The scars stay on the skin forever. While most people don't have scarification, in many African cultures, it's common to see people with these marks. These marks are important in African cultures because they tell about a person's family, clan, tribe, and how important they are in society. Scarification can also show beauty and strength in some West African tribes. People get these marks during big moments in life, like when they become adults or get married. If someone didn't want these marks, they might be left out of group activities. Different African tribes have their own ways of doing scarification, and they do it for various reasons. In Africa, it's more common than tattoos because scars are easier to see on dark skin. Also, specific scar patterns can show which tribe or group someone belongs to. In some places, like northern Ghana, people believe that certain scar marks can help treat illnesses like measles or stomach pain. Number 19. Lip plates. Lip plates are big round discs made of wood or clay that fit into holes in people's lips. They're mostly seen in Africa and sometimes in South America. In some places, girls get their lips pierced when they're around 15 to 18 years old, before marriage. The plates start small and get bigger over time, but using these plates can cause problems like infections and trouble with teeth and gums. Some countries want to stop this tradition because of these issues. Some people see lip plates as a symbol of beauty and pride. In some cultures, the bigger the lip plate a girl wears, the more a man has to pay to marry her. But because of the risks, some places might ban them, so it's uncertain if they'll keep being used. And no worries, this isn't something that just happens to anyone. Remember to like and subscribe to our channel. Number 18. Maze beadwork. In Africa, you can find lots of beads being sold everywhere, especially in markets. Many women wear these beads, called maze beadwork. They're pretty beads that make necklaces, bracelets, and other things. People give them as gifts, but they also have meanings in African culture. Usually, women make these beads, but both men and women wear them. They're important in community events, ceremonies, and weddings. These beads have been around for ages. Originally, they were made from things like shells, grass seeds, and clay. Later, glass and plastic beads became popular after trading with other groups. How you wear these beads and what you wear with them depends on the person. Unmarried women wear flat beaded discs to show flexibility and grace. On their wedding day, they wear a fancy beaded necklace. After marriage, they wear a long necklace with blue beads. The more colorful beads you wear, the higher your status is usually seen as. Number 17. Red ochre. Red ochre is a kind of natural clay paint from the earth that people have used for a really long time. It was used in paintings on bark and inside caves. In ancient Egypt, it was seen as a sign of life and winning. Nowadays, we connect red ochre with a group of people called the HBA. They live in a dry part of Namibia and cover themselves completely in this red stuff. Actually, it's mostly the women who do this. They make a mixture called oas using red ochre, fat, and butter, sometimes adding something that smells good. They put this paste on their skin and hair every day to turn completely red. Experts have different ideas about why they do this. Some think it protects their skin from the sun when they take care of their animals. Others say it keeps bugs away. But the HBA people say they do it just because they like how it looks, kind of like putting on makeup every morning. To make the paste, they crush the red ochre stone and mix it with butter, then heat it before putting it on their skin. Girls usually start using red ochre when they're old enough to take care of themselves. Number 16. Neck rings. For hundreds of years, people in Africa and Asia have liked wearing neck rings. They started maybe around the 11th century and were popular in places like Asia, Africa, and India. We're not totally sure where neck rings came from, but some ideas suggest they might have been used in Southeast Asia to protect against tigers. There's also talk that they were worn by women to not look too pretty and avoid being taken by men. Nowadays, neck rings are seen as a beauty thing and a way to show off your status. In South Africa, some people wear them to make their necks look longer and nicer. It used to show faithfulness, kind of like how we wear rings on our fingers. Some Debel people wear these rings around their necks and are not supposed to take them off until they're married. Number 15. The jail. Nigeria has lots of nice customs, and one really amazing one is the jail. It's a special head wrap made from strong fabric that women wear for important events. The way you wear it can show if you're married or single. On the right means married, on the left means single. Gels can show how rich someone is because they can cost a lot. The bigger the gel, the more money it might cost, and people might think you're wealthier. Nowadays, gels are fashionable and are part of a woman's outfit. Usually, women wear it with a Yoruba blouse called a buba, a traditional skirt called ibro, and a cloth over their shoulders, made from the same gel fabric, called I. You'll mostly see women wearing gels at weddings, festivals, religious events, and funerals. Number 14. Berber tattoos. In many countries, moms might get really worried if their kid got a tattoo on their face. But in Morocco, it used to be a normal thing to do. Though it's not as common now, Berber facial tattoos were a part of their old customs and traditions. These tattoos would tell stories about important moments in people's lives. A long time ago in Morocco, tattoo places were kind of like beauty salons. Women would go there to look pretty, but getting a tattoo wasn't painless. People with tattoos know that Berber tattoos could hurt more than others. You'd choose the tattoo you wanted, and the artist would use a needle to make the design on your skin. They'd put black charcoal in the wounds. After about a week, you'd remove the scab, and your tattoo would be there. Most of the symbols in these tattoos were inspired by nature. They could also mean other things like protection, fertility, dealing with stress, strength, and healing. Berber tattoos were also used to show if a woman was married or ready for marriage. Men also got tattoos, but they were usually smaller and not as easy to notice. Number 13. Fulani braids. The Fulani people are a big group in West Africa. They're most in Nigeria. People know them for their women who have really long hair. Their hair is special and seen as a sign of beauty and being a woman. But they don't just keep their hair loose. They braid it. Braiding their hair is like a special thing for them, almost like a tradition. They split their hair into 5 parts and put lots of cool stuff in the braids, like decorations, coins, stones, and beads. Cornrow braids are the most common style, and they make different patterns with them. They often use red beads and jewelry to make the braids look even prettier. This style has been part of their culture for a super long time, even going back hundreds of years. It's said that their way of braiding hair has influenced styles in other places around the world. Number 12. Karo body painting. The Karo tribe is a small group of people who live by the Omo River in South Ethiopia. There are between 1,000 to 3,000 Karo tribe members. They are special because they are one of the last tribes that paint their bodies every day. Every morning, they paint their bodies and faces using different things like colored ochre, white chalk, yellow mineral, rock ash, animal fat, and water. They create different designs each day. Sometimes they paint simple lines and shapes, and other times they make more detailed designs like animals. One of the most common designs is handprints all over their legs and torso. The Karo tribe has been painting their bodies for over 500 years. They do this for 2 main reasons. They think it makes them look prettier by using bright colors, and they believe it makes them seem braver in battles. Even though they might seem scary with the paint, the Karo tribe is generally friendly. They don't interact much with modern society, but they usually welcome visitors from other places. Number 11. Buttered hairstyles. The people in the Afar tribe, who live in Ethiopia and some nearby places, don't use gel or spray in their hair like we do. They use lots of butter instead. They make two kinds of hairstyles called asago and data. Asago looks like an afro with a color similar to ash because of the butter. Data has curls made with sticks and butter. Using butter helps protect their hair from the sun and keeps the curls nice for a long time. Sometimes they also use cow fat. Men mostly use butter, but women use it too. It might seem weird, but in their tradition, men in a girl's family might spit on her head with butter as a way of blessing her. I don't think this trend will become popular here, but it's interesting to know about different ways to style hair when we run out of wax or gel. Number 10. Ear stretching. Lots of people stretch their earlobes, and it might seem like a new thing, but it's been around for a long time. In Africa, some tribes have been doing it for ages. They think it's a special tradition. When young people pierce their ears and stretch them, it's a big deal. It shows they're becoming grown-ups. People in these tribes think it's really pretty. In Kenya, the messy folks would use things like thorns or knives to make a hole in their ears, then put heavy jewelry to make the hole bigger. Both men and women do this, but more women tend to. Another group in Western Africa, the Fani people, also stretch their ears, but not as much. They do it to wear big hoops and gold earrings. Even though some tribes still do this, it's not as common as it used to be. In Kenya, they even started a campaign to tell the messy people about the bad things that can happen if they stretch their ears too much. Some people in Kenya worry that these tribal differences cause problems. They think it's easier for people to fit in if they do things the way most people in society do. Number 9. Lead glue. Being very overweight is bad for our health. We know it's important to eat healthy food, exercise, and not eat too much. But in some places, having a big body is seen as a sign of being rich. In some African countries like Mauritania, Sudan, Tunisia, Nigeria, Kenya, Niger, and Uganda, some families make their girls eat a lot from when they are 5 to 19 years old. They do this so the girls will look bigger and have a better chance of getting married. This practice is called lebel. It's more common in rural areas where the Tuareg people live. Lebel started a long time ago, but it's becoming more popular now, especially in Mauritania after a military takeover in 2008. Young guys don't like this practice, but some older women do it. They force the girls to eat a lot and hurt them if they don't. They might pinch the girl's skin between sticks to cause pain. Some girls as young as 6 have to drink a lot of camel's milk and eat pounded millet mixed with butter every day. Mothers say they do this because they think it's the only way to give their daughters a good future. Number 8. Big bellies. Some people worry about their weight and how it might stop them from enjoying life. But in a tribe in Africa called the Bod, being bigger is seen as attractive. The women there prefer to marry the biggest men. They even have a competition every year in Ethiopia to find the heaviest man. The winner is considered very good-looking, and all the women want to marry him. To win, the men work hard to become as fat as possible. They drink cow blood and milk because they think it makes them gain weight faster in their stomach. Before the contest, the men live separately and can't be romantic with anyone for 6 months. Number 7. Wudebi beauty routine. In the Wabi African tribe, men wear makeup to impress women. This tribe lives in Nigeria, Chad, Niger, and Cameroon. They think the better looking a man is, the more chance he has to find a partner or get married. The Wabi tribe is famous for this. Men there carry mirrors and fix how they look before taking care of their animals. Every year, they have a festival where men dress up, put on makeup, dance, and get judged by women. In this tribe, things like having white eyes, white teeth, being tall, and having certain facial features are seen as beautiful in men. During the festival, they use makeup to highlight these features. Sometimes they wear special headpieces to look taller and have a unique hairstyle. If a man is a good dancer, has symmetrical face, is tall, has a certain face shape, and nice teeth, he's seen as very attractive in this tribe. Number 6. Teeth sharpening. In some African tribes, changing the body is very popular. People often think of things like stretching ears and making scars, but making teeth sharp is not as common. This practice was really popular in parts of Africa a long time ago, around the 18th century. But some groups still do it today, mostly in southeast Tanzania, northern Mozambique, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Different tribes have different reasons for making teeth look different. Some do it when young boys and girls become adults to show they're strong enough for grown-up life. Others do it just because it's a tradition in their tribe. In Sudan, it's sometimes done to protect against bad spirits. Some men do it to look like animals, like crocodiles, and in some tribes, women do it to be seen as beautiful. Number 5. Lip tattooing. Tattoos are something many people have all over the world. In Africa, some tribes, like the Fula people in West Africa, have a special kind of tattoo. Women from this tribe get tattoos on their faces, which is different from what most other women do. For the Fula women, getting a facial tattoo is a really important thing. Before they become adults, they must have this tattoo. If they want to get married, they have to have it too. These tattoos show that a girl is growing up and becoming a woman. People also think they show beauty, the ability to have children, and being part of their community. When girls from this tribe become teenagers, they get a tattoo on the bottom of their lip to show they're beautiful. Once they get married, they have another tattoo on the top part of their lip to show they are married. These tattoos are called 2D. If a woman doesn't have this tattoo, some people might make fun of her, but getting these tattoos is really tough. Number 4. Bottle tooth wigs. A group in Africa called the Docino tribe is working hard to fix a big problem: too much trash. Instead of letting it pile up, they're using it in a creative way. They take things like bottle caps, old watches, and feathers and make beautiful things for their hair. These accessories are special and have meanings for their tribe. For example, young girls and kids get simple wigs made of bottle caps, but older women get fancier wigs with lots of decorations. Men wear bottle cap wigs until they get married. After that, they wear clay headpieces with patterns and a feather, but only if they've had a successful hunt or won against an enemy. Women wear bottle cap wigs with colourful beads and have lip piercings with grass in them. The older the woman, the more amazing her headpiece is. Some of the oldest women have old watch straps on theirs. Making these headpieces takes time. It can take weeks to collect enough bottle caps and beads. Then it takes even more weeks to put everything together. But for the tribe, they see something special in what others might call trash. It's their way to make stunning tribal headpieces. Number 3. Head shaping. In Africa, especially in the Democratic Republic of Congo, some people have heads that look different. This happens in the Mangachu people, who live in the northeastern part of the country. From when they are babies, Mangachu children have their heads wrapped with cloth to make a specific shape. When they grow up, they wrap their hair around special baskets to make their heads look even longer. This is seen as a way to show beauty, status, and power in their community, and it has been a tradition for a very long time. This practice, called Lipombo, starts when babies are about a month old and continues for several years until their heads look the way they want. Number 2. Shaved heads. Imagine thinking about a woman. You might imagine her with hair, right? But not every woman in Africa has long or some hair. In many places, women in Africa shave their hair off. This isn't new. People in ancient Egypt also did this. Both men and women there shaved their heads to stay clean and cool. Women wore wigs and made sure their whole bodies were hair-free. In Egyptian women's tombs, people have found razors, knives, and tweezers for this. The Kenyan Messi tribe is similar. They shave their heads or have very short hair. But the men in this tribe have fancy hairstyles and spend lots of time grooming. In some African schools today, girls must keep their hair short. They think taking care of long hair is a distraction, so having short hair helps them stay clean. Number 1. Skin bleaching. Many African people prefer lighter skin, and some use products to make their skin lighter. The World Health Organization found that 40% of African women use these products. In some places, like Nigeria, 77% of women use them. One business owner said that having lighter skin means being pure. A singer, Mishoza, started using these products to lighten dark patches on her skin. She liked the lighter skin and kept using the products. But using these products can be dangerous. They can harm your kidneys, liver, and even cause cancer. Some companies in Africa make products for pregnant women. They say using these products might make a baby's skin lighter before birth. People think having lighter skin means progress and better opportunities. In some cultures, men prefer lighter skin, so women try to match that standard to get married. Different cultures have different ideas about beauty. What one culture finds beautiful might be different in another culture. What do you think about beauty standards in your culture? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments.